Hello and welcome to another What I Spend in the Week. It is the second week of June and we will be getting paid this week. So I'm going to bring you along and show you all of the things that we spend our money on. If you're new here, I'm Kathy and I am my wife and a mother of a 1.5-year-old. We are currently working towards paying off almost $500,000 in debt while also saving and investing along the way. We would like to get our monthly expenses down so that hopefully I can be a stay-at-home mom soon. And we've been doing a low spend challenge for the past year or two to help make us more mindful of our spending every single day. And I've been recording these updates on almost a daily basis for the past couple of months to hold myself accountable and really have me sit and think about the things that I'm spending my money on. So today is Sunday, June 8th, and I just have some spending to report from yesterday. My husband ran out to the grocery store to top up on the things that we needed this week for our meals. He bought bananas for my lunches this week. I think he got 5 bananas, but I'm probably only going to need 3, so those will carry over to next week. And then he bought mushrooms for my lunches this week. The rest of my lunch is going to consist of things that we already have, including the zucchini that we got last week from the CSA and some tofu that we've had in the fridge for a little while. And then for dinners, he bought some green peppers. He will be making black bean burgers for my daughter and I for dinner. And so we already had all the black beans and everything else that we needed. So he just needed green peppers for those and an onion. He also bought an onion. So in total, he spent $10.55 for our meals this week. We haven't had any automatic debts or income yet today because it's the weekend, so I don't think we have any bills due since our student loans were paid last week and most of our other expenses came out last week. So I think that is everything for my update today. Hello, it's Wednesday, June 11th. We've had quite a slow week spending-wise this week. We actually haven't made any purchases since my update on Sunday. Monday, we didn't go anywhere, do anything. I just had a busy day of work, full day, and then Tuesday as well. I'm kind of loving my new schedule. It kind of feels like I get 2 Fridays during the week. Like yesterday, it felt like Friday. And then I guess tomorrow is going to be like a Monday for me. And then it'll be Friday again. So it's been really nice. This week, my days are a bit shorter because I put in a couple of 10s last week and then still did 2 hours at home last week. So... and then I did 2 hours again today. So I've only been doing 9 hours this week. So that I'll get my full 80 by the end of Friday. But speaking of that, I've already gotten paid this week. And the way that our pay schedule works is I get paid before I even work. So I've already gotten paid for working today, tomorrow, and Friday, even though I actually haven't worked them yet. I think if I don't actually put in the hours, then they'll do some kind of like retroactive take the pay away. But for now, I'm getting paid preemptively, basically. But the amount that hit my paycheck was back to the regular $3,169.94. So after taxes, DCFSA, my retirement account loan, and my retirement contributions and life insurance have all come out. This is what hits my account. And then we haven't had any other spending, as I said, but I did have an Acorns Roundup come out today, and that was $5.13, which was contributed from my checking account into my after-tax brokerage account. This happens anytime we make a bunch of purchases. The change gets rounded up, and once I hit over $5, then it contributes it. So this is an easy way to do a little bit of extra savings without much effort. So I'm just doing the bare minimum for my roundups right now because I'm not really focusing on this brokerage account, but it's still nice to occasionally put a little bit in the market. Since it's Wednesday, this is the day that my husband picks up our CSA, which is our Community Supported Agriculture or crop share, where we pick up a whole bunch of vegetables that we have already paid for. He hasn't picked it up yet, so I'm not exactly sure how much of everything that we got, but they are planning to give us broccoli, more lettuce, beets, potatoes, onions, more green beans, kale, more garlic scapes, asparagus, mushrooms, some red or green leaf lettuce, and some more herbs. Now we already have kale in our garden, but it's pretty much gone to seed, so we haven't really been harvesting that recently. And we still have our beets and some green beans from last week that we're working through. With the vegetables that we got last week, my husband made me buffalo cauliflower wings and a spinach artichoke pizza with the spinach that I forgot to mention. And most of the other things we've just been snacking on. My daughter ate through all the strawberries within just a couple of days. She probably would have eaten all of them all at once if we had let her, but that would have been way too many strawberries for a 19-month-old. But I think that's everything for my update today. My husband should be getting paid on Friday, so I will probably see you again then. Hello, happy Friday. I'm actually working from home again today, so no car updates this week. They were planning on shutting down the power over the weekend at work, and so they had to turn off the internet so that they can make sure everything shut down correctly before the power outage. So I figured if there's no internet at work, what would be the point of going there and working when I can work from home? So stayed home, worked from home today, but my daughter still went to daycare, and it's just really nice to have the flexibility since my husband now takes her to daycare, and so I can work from home when I need to, and I don't have to be distracted by her. Although I do love to have her home with me. It just is kind of hard to get some work done, especially now that she's getting a little bit older and wants a lot more of my attention when she's here. So as I mentioned on Wednesday, my husband got paid today. That was $2,449.81 that hit our joint account. And this is just his take-home pay after taxes and everything come out, and 85% of his pay as well, because he keeps the other 15% in his own personal spending account. That's going to be changing moving forward in July, I guess, but I'm not exactly sure how much things are going to be changing, so we'll see when that happens. We also got a little bit of interest income today. We got 7 cents from one of my savings accounts, which is not very much. This isn't our high yield savings account. It just holds about $1,000, and I don't really know why I still have this one, but I guess I was using it mostly to hold the cash that we were going to be using to pay for the truck, so I wouldn't have to transfer things back and forth because it was the same account. It was the savings account linked to the bank that we held our car loan through, so it was just really fast to transfer money between that account and paying off the truck. I'm still going to keep this account open. I just probably won't keep very much in it. This is my first bank account. I guess my second bank account, but it's where I keep all my credit cards, and it's just the one that I use the most. It's also where we have our car insurance, so everything is there all on one page, and it's just convenient even though they don't pay very much in interest. So I try to keep as little as possible in there, but I still keep stuff in there occasionally. So we also did some spending, and this was actually over the weekend. Last weekend we placed our Azure standard order, which is where we buy our bulk groceries. We placed the order for the pickup for next week, so they finalized the day and the pickup time, so they finally charged us. My husband will be picking up our order on Tuesday, but we spent $221.13 on 100 pounds of food. We ordered 50 pounds of oats. We were running low. I think we placed our last 50-pound order sometime back in like October. So I guess we go through about 100 pounds of oats in a year. My husband and I both eat oats for breakfast, and our daughter now does as well. We also bought more chickpeas, 25 pounds. We go through those pretty fast too. My husband eats a lot of chickpeas. I eat them occasionally, probably every 2 weeks or something. My lunches will be chickpeas. He eats chickpeas probably almost every night for dinner. So 25 pounds of those. I think we placed an order for those maybe in January. So we went through about 25 pounds in a few months, so we're probably eating about 100 pounds of chickpeas every year as well. We also bought 5 pounds of flax seeds. This will be the first time that we're buying them from Azure Standard, so it's going to save us a little bit based on if we were buying them from our bulk store. We put these in our oatmeal as well. We buy the whole ones and then we grind them ourselves just so they don't lose as much potency between being ground and eating them, because like I guess the oils in them are volatile and they go away as soon as you grind them, and so they're less effective in terms of the healthy oils that come out of the flaxseed. We also bought some spices, which we don't usually do here. We bought a pound of garlic granules, a pound of onion granules, and a pound of tomato powder. So this will be the first time that we're trying tomato powder. That should hopefully replace the need to buy tomato paste. So that'll be interesting. We also bought 5 pounds of hemp hearts. These are something that we want to give to our daughter as kind of a healthy fat. The daycare that she's going to now, she's not allowed to have any nuts or anything. And so she was eating like peanut butter and stuff, not at her last daycare, but at home. But we wanted to kind of boost the amount of healthy fats that she's getting. So we got some hemp hearts that we'll probably mix into like her oatmeal and stuff, or maybe some kind of cookie. And then we bought a gallon of mustard for my husband. He really likes Dijon mustard, and it was about $20 for the gallon of mustard. He was buying the 32-ounce jar, but it was a little bit of a better deal to buy more because the price per pound or whatever was lower. So we got him a gallon because he will go through it in about 2 months or 3 months maybe. And then the final thing that we bought was 5 pounds of Vital Wheat gluten, and we buy this to make seitan or wheat meat. It's pretty useful for a lot of the like meat substitute things that we make, or like if we're going to make like black bean burgers or something like that, to add a little bit of wheat gluten for extra chewiness and extra protein. So altogether that was $210.64 for about 100 pounds of food, and then they charged for shipping by weight, so it was about $17.90 in shipping, but every time you make a purchase, you earn some Azure cash, which is a discount on your future purchase. So we had about $7 from our last purchase, and so we got a $7 off. We earned $4 more for next time, and so that's how we spent $221 on groceries this week. And a lot of these things, especially the spices, will last a pretty long time. And as I mentioned, like the oats and the chickpeas will last a few months to half a year. So buying in this way costs a lot up front, and we're definitely way, way over our grocery budget for the year so far. But I think overall it evens out, because if we were buying 50 pounds of oats on like a monthly basis from our local grocery store, we would be paying twice as much every single time. And so even though we have to pay a little bit extra for shipping with Azure and take the time to go and pick it up, it saves us a little bit overall, which I think is worth it. Especially if you have the space to store all of these bulk goods, which we do. We bought some secondhand food grade buckets, and we picked up a little bit more recently. So we store our dry goods in 5-gallon buckets and they stay fresh. Well, they're also dried goods, so they don't really go bad anyway. But I think that's everything for our spending this week. We have some more grocery shopping to do over the weekend because we're running really low on like frozen vegetables and fruits. But I will have that in next week's video, since I've been doing these weekly updates from Saturday through Friday. This is it for this week. I hope you all had a really great week. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for being here.